Have you ever met someone who speaks with absolute certainty, but something about their words feels strangely off? Psychology says extremely low IQ doesn't always reveal itself in tests. It reveals itself in habits, tiny behaviors that quietly expose how their mind processes the world. And the strangest part is that most people who show these signs have no idea what they're revealing. Today, we break down 6 habits psychologists link to low cognitive awareness. Because when these patterns repeat, you're not just dealing with a difficult personality, you're dealing with a mind that has stopped growing. The first habit is overconfidence without comprehension. People with lower cognitive awareness often believe they understand far more than they actually do. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect. They speak loudly, argue boldly, and interrupt constantly. But the moment you listen closely, you realize the foundation is hollow. Their confidence isn't built on knowledge. It's built on not knowing what they don't know. An intelligent mind questions itself. A low awareness mind doubles down. Their certainty isn't a strength. It's a shield, protecting a fragile understanding. The second habit is rigid, black and white thinking. To a low IQ mind, everything is either completely right or completely wrong. There's no nuance, no middle ground. Psychology calls this cognitive rigidity, the inability to adapt when reality becomes complicated. Instead of exploring ideas, they shut them down. Instead of asking why, they repeat, "That's just how it is." Flexible thinkers grow because they can adjust to new information. Rigid thinkers freeze because every new idea feels like a threat to their identity. The third habit is poor emotional control. Intelligent people pause before they react. Low awareness minds explode the moment they feel something. A small disagreement becomes an attack. A minor inconvenience becomes a crisis. Psychology calls this impulsive reactivity the emotional system, firing faster than the thinking system can process. They scream first, blame second, and reflect never. And because they don't understand their own emotions, can't understand anyone else's. The fourth habit is zero curiosity. Curiosity is fuel for intelligence. It forces the brain to stretch, explore, and grow. But a low awareness mind avoids anything that feels mentally demanding. They stay in the same routines, repeat the same conversations, and choose whatever requires the least thought. When a new idea appears, they shut down or change the subject. Curiosity requires energy. Stagnation requires nothing. And over time, that lack of exploration shrinks their mental world until it becomes a tiny loop of familiar comfort. The fifth habit is blaming everything except themselves. People with low cognitive awareness rarely take responsibility. If they fail, it's bad luck. If they make a mistake, it's someone else's fault. Psychology calls this an external locus of control, the belief that life happens to them, not because of them. This mindset protects their ego, but it destroys their growth. Because if you can't admit you're wrong, you can't ever improve. Intelligent minds self-correct. Low awareness minds self-defend. The sixth habit is a lack of empathy. Empathy requires abstract thinking, the ability to imagine someone else's experience inside your own mind. Low IQ individuals often struggle with this. They say hurtful things without realizing why it's hurtful. They make jokes in moments where silence is needed. They misunderstand emotional boundaries because they can't read the room. It's not always malice. Sometimes it's simply a lack of processing power. They cannot understand what they cannot imagine. Low intelligence isn't about school grades or test scores. It's revealed in how someone thinks, reacts, and treats the world around them. If you notice these 6 habits: overconfidence, rigidity, emotional outbursts, zero curiosity, constant blame, and a lack of empathy, you're not just seeing odd behavior. You're seeing psychological signals that the mind in front of you has stopped evolving. If you want to understand the hidden patterns that shape human behavior, hit subscribe, because the more you understand these signs, the easier it becomes to protect your own mind from them.